Hey guys, Nova Joe here again. This time I come to you with a review for 7 Days to Die. This game has been widely panned for its many glitches and faults that it has. However, I have enjoyed this game immensely, and I'm going to explain to you why. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I will talk about the glitches, the issues that it has, but there's also a lot of fun to be had, so let's get into it. Okay, some of you may be asking, what exactly is 7 Days to Die? Well, I asked myself the exact same question when I heard about it. Uh, this game is pretty much a zombie Minecraft. You go around, you accumulate different resources by using pickaxes, shovels, axes, things of that nature. You cut down trees, you dig up dirt, you basically just accumulate multiple different resources as much as you want to your heart's content. Uh, as you can see here, I've then used those resources that I've accumulated and built myself a miniature fortress. I've got trees planted up on my base here. Let me run around here and show you just what I did so you all have an idea. This was an abandoned gas station, and I made myself a set of stairs to go up to the top of it where it was safe. And then from the top of that gas station, I turned this into my own little personal fortress. And as you can see, I have spent a lot of time building. So for those of you who are familiar with Minecraft, this is a lot of what you do. However, instead of having these 8-bit graphics, things of that nature, you have more realistic graphics. Now granted, the graphics aren't great. They are quite old school, but I have a feeling that it was reduced down for the sheer purpose of the scale of this game, just what all you can do. So, and as you can see right here, there's different areas to this game. There's different biomes. And then in this area, you have a winter biome where there's snow pouring down over everything. And if you're out in the environment too long, you'll begin to freeze. Then you have a biome that is kind of deserty in nature. You have little cactus here on the ground that you can then chop and pick up yucca plants from, which you can take back and plant in your good soil. The game also has a day and night cycle. During the day, the enemies are more docile, won't bother you so much. They'll walk towards you instead of run. However, during the night, they will chase you down. So it is better to be safe inside your shelter during the night. That way the zombies won't be coming after you so much. There's also weather effects. You have rain, as you can see right now. The clouds are coming in, so it's starting to get a little overcast, and so you'll have rain. So there's rain and snow. There's weather effects. So the game has a lot to offer in regards to variety and environmental detail. You can also hunt in this game, such as a deer, bear, there's a pig right there, there's birds. You can then, once you have hunted them, you can skin them out, you can get meat from them, you can get the bones from them and make carving knives with. So there's just a wealth of different things that you can use the animals for. You can use the fat to help make torches, things like that. Then while you're out resource gathering, you will come across different homesteads, like this little farmhouse here. There's also cities that you can visit. There's a burning wasteland type area where the ground is on fire and you can actually catch on fire yourself as you're running through it. So there's many different places to explore. The cities in this game, which I'll show you here in just a little bit, have a wealth of places for you to go and search for different things. So let's take a look in here. I'm going to use my boxes that I have created to make my own little form of scaffolding, and then I'm going to sneak into this house. Now I currently have a helmet that has a headlamp on it. That's not something you get as standard, that's something you find later, but you can also craft torches, things of that nature, and then use those torches as a light source. So I'm now inside this house. And while inside the house, you can scavenge for things. You can take this chair. You can can't take the bed or the table, But you can take the chair, and we're going to sneak downstairs. You have to be very careful. Sometimes there's zombies in these houses. I'm going to flip over to my spike club. Okay, so far so good. Alright, got a refrigerator. You can loot the refrigerator. Nothing in it. Let's loot a cabinet. Loot stove. Here we go. Nothing there. That's very rare. Usually there's things inside of them. And there's a tin can. You can then take the tin cans and use them to put water in. Be very cautious here. You gotta watch what you're doing. These houses sometimes are loaded down with zombies. Got a toilet. And what we got here in the toilet? Bottled murky water. You can then take the murky water and boil it. Turn it into clean drinking water. So, you have places like this just out in the open, out in the environment. And you can scavenge them for different resources, different parts. Sometimes you'll find really great things like guns and things of that nature. So it's really fun to just run around and explore and see what you can find. And here we are looting a storehouse, it looks like. I broke in through a window. Now I'm cautiously moving around. This is a pretty barren storehouse. Oh, here we go. There's a cooler. And they got more glass bottles in there. Alright, so here's a steel door there. Well, it would take me forever to get through that steel door, so I'm going to go through the wood on the side. Bust a hole in the wood. You can walk right on in. Ah, here's the fun things. Bookshelves. Search bookshelves. And then you can find new books, which you can then, like here's a shotgun schematic. I want to read it. And once you read it, new recipe unlocked, shotgun. So now I can build a shotgun. And the MacGyver book, read it. This will help me to learn to make scrap metal armor. Alright, your skill in armor smithing is now over 10. Since I had already read that, anytime you find a duplicate book, it just ups your level by 1. So, this is what it's like when you loot a building. And granted, this is just a 1-floor building, but you can go and you can loot. Ooh, we got a safe here. But you can loot other buildings that are even bigger. And they'll have multiple floors to them. And once you have reached the different levels to the floors, you'll sometimes find different things. You'll find a lot of different objects that you can use to decorate your house with, such as pictures, things of that nature. Or you may find, like I just did, find a safe, and as you can see, this safe is pretty heavy duty, so I'm going to have to beat at it for a while to get it open. But once you get it open, you may find something really awesome in there. So going on scavenging hunts and looting buildings will net you with a lot of good stuff sometimes. It's a lot of fun. Another one of the things you can do in this game is plant your own little garden. As you can see here, I've planted some coffee beans, some potatoes, and what else do I got over here? I'm not even sure what I planted there, but I planted something. I even planted these trees. And as you can tell, I'm up in the air. I'm actually on top of a gas station. Well, I went out and resourced some dirt, some fertile soil as it's called in the game, and I placed it up on top of this gas station roof, boxed it in, and planted me a little mini garden. Another major aspect to this game is mining. Right here, I don't know if you can see it very good, but I busted a hole through the bottom of the gas station floor and started mining my way down with my pickaxe. And as you can see, I have whittled out a nice big open area. And down in here is where you'll find your lead, your iron, your coal, your clay, all the things you need for your smelter to create the items that are going to be useful to you when it comes to creating different creating different objects of the higher grade. Cooking is another thing that you can do in this game. You go out and you harvest different resources, you bring them back here to your campfire. Well, you create a campfire first and then you come back to it, bring your ingredients with you, and as you can see here, I can make bottled water, corn on the cob. So I'm going to take the bottled water here and you just have to have some murky water, and it requires a cooking pot. These three things up here you will find out in the environment, and some you can create yourself with the forge. And as you can see here, I'm going to tell it to cook up some bottled water. Next on the list is the forge. At the forge you can create different building objects that you need, such as brick plates and things of that nature. You got cement. Cement's a big one. You want to create a lot of cement so that you can make the strongest stones possible to make it difficult for the zombies to get in. And just like cooking, you put wood over here and you have to get some tools. As of right now I only have the anvil, but if I get the caliper, and I'm not sure what this thing's called here, but if I get these two other pieces, I will be able to make more things than what I can right now. Now here's the big part of the game, and that's crafting. Within the crafting menu, you can create many different objects. As you can see here, I don't have everything. I don't have all the resources in my inventory to create everything, but as you can see right now, I can make a wooden ladder, clubs, but there's a whole list of different objects that you can create. You can even create storage chests that you need to put your items in. As you can see here, I've created many different ones, and I've kind of designated them to be specific things. So there's storage chests that you can create. You can also create traps in this game. As you can see here, I've gone underneath of my building and I have laid out spike traps everywhere. I was getting flooded with zombies. They were coming inside my house, and granted I have concrete walls, and as they beat on the walls they would weaken and they were getting they were starting to become unstable in certain areas. And so the best defense I had was to create a massive offense, and that was to place spike traps all throughout my house. So you can create stationary objects to defend your safe haven with. Now the sound design in this game, I've not been overly pleased with the sound design in this game. When you see zombies and things of that nature, it's great. They sound spooky enough, I guess you could say. They sound just the way you'd expect a zombie to sound. However, there's a slight problem with the sound design in this game. It all sounds the same regardless of where you're at, so there is no depth to the sound. Now granted, if you get far enough away, a zombie's moan will disappear. However, good example, say you have a zombie right down here in the spike pit, but you are over here working in the garden. It will sound like the zombie is literally right next to you when the zombie is clean over in the spike pit. So the sound doesn't have depth to it. The sounds don't decrease in volume. They're either all there or all gone. So that's the one problem I have with the sound design in this game, is that the noises don't give you a good idea of how far away an enemy is. If you hear a zombie moaning, he could be right up on top of you, or he could be 100 yards away. Well, not quite 100 yards. Or he could be 100 feet away, and he's still going to sound like he's right on top of you. Okay, let's talk about some of the issues people have had. First off, let me go ahead and say there have been several patches to this game that have fixed a lot of the issues. However, there are still issues that remain, such as you can see right here. There's clipping issues. Trees come through buildings. I have had unexplainable deaths where there's no zombies around. I haven't hurt myself to where I'm bleeding out, and all of a sudden, just wham, I'm dead. Just no rhyme, no reason. I've also had my structures just collapse on me. And now granted, I know that there is a weight distribution limit here, and you gotta have your flooring buttressed, and you have to make sure that you have good support beams and things underneath of your furniture or underneath of your flooring. I understand that. However, there have been times where just for whatever reason, like once I was over here. Now I'll show you something. My building, actually extended all the way out to here once. That roof right there came all the way over here. And I climbed down here one day, and there was a piece of gravel or something that was just kind of laying right here on top of a gas pump. There was a gas pump here, and there was a piece of gravel or something that had broke off, and I just pulled out my axe and chopped at it. When I chopped at that one little piece of stone or whatever it was, my entire floor collapsed up above. It just came tumbling down, and it wasn't like I had chopped a support beam. That piece of stone or whatever wasn't even touching the flooring. It was just there, and I chopped the stone and it collapsed my whole roof. One time I was up above and I was building some structures over top of one of my storage boxes, and it was like right around in here, and I didn't get the piece of wood that I was placing over top of the storage box. I forgot to have something on the side of it for it to connect to. Well, it fell. Well, when it fell, it busted through my storage box, busted through the floor, and collapsed the whole entire floor again. Talk about a loss. I've spent forever rebuilding all that. But that's the only 2 times that has happened. And I know that that's happened to other people, and it's bound to have made some people give up, but I stuck with it, and I've only had it happen a couple times. So, other than me dying a few times, other than my floor collapsing a couple times for unexplainable reasons, I've not had too many terrible glitches, and I've definitely not had anything that ruined the game for me per se. I have enjoyed this game. I've had a lot of fun with this game, and these glitches, while to me, the floor collapsing was a big one, but me dying just for whatever reason wasn't that big of a deal. I just ran back and grabbed my stuff again. So anyway, the glitches haven't been a major problem for me, but I can understand that they could bother some other people. In combat, you have different types of melee weapons as well as guns. So as you can see here, we got a zombie lumberjack. Oh, missed. Clubbing him here with my club. Knocked him down. Now when they're knocked down, you can do more damage to them, but I'm going to use my SMG on him here. Actually, let's get out the shotgun. Wow, that didn't do much damage. Alright, he's down. Then once you kill him, you can loot him. And he's dropped a black sweatshirt and some green alcohol, which I can't do anything with right now. My inventory is full. So anyway, that's pretty much how combat works. Now granted, you also do have explosives, which I will show you later, that you can craft. But mainly it's you make melee weapons, such as your club here. You can even use your scavenging weapons, like your axe. You can use that. But you can also then make explosives like this. So there's different options that you can use for combating the different types of zombies. And there's multiple different types of zombies. Alright guys, all in all, despite the fact there's been a few little glitches here and there, despite the fact I've had some unexplainable deaths from time to time, I have to say I have enjoyed this game immensely. Building, crafting, creating all these different structures has actually given me a wonderful sense of accomplishment that a lot of games don't give me. This game has afforded me the ability to create things that I'm actually proud of in a video game. I'm proud of these things I've created. I worked hard at it. This was all done in survival mode. Guys, there is also a crafting mode where you just have unlimited everything, just like in Minecraft. And then you can create to your heart's content and just make whatever you want and not have to worry about the zombies. I've actually enjoyed doing the survival mode on here where I've had to contend with the zombies and they've been chasing me down, attacking me. And Uh, I've also created some other videos to show off one of the other main features of this game. I call it a feature, but it's basically just how the game is set up, is that every 7th day you get hit by a blood moon, which is when a horde of zombies comes and attacks your base, attacks you. And that is when you get to see just how your creation holds up. Are your traps good enough? Is your structure sound enough? Because these zombies will test it to the max. They will tear through the things you've created. They will set off your traps. They will just wander in and try to take out everything that you have done. So this is just where you get to check it out and see if what you have done is good enough. And if it isn't, then when it becomes daylight again, go out and repair the damages and create better traps, create better setups, create better surroundings for yourself to help you to resist these zombie attacks. And as you can see, I'm on day 59, and every 7 days that's when the blood moon hits. And as the days increase, so do the zombie attacks. I now get attacked pretty much every night. However, on that 7th day, new types of zombies show up. You've got ones that spit acid. You've got zombie bees, and you've got a zombie type, looks almost like a tyrant from Resident Evil, and they give you better things. So anyway, guys, this is 7 Days to Die. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've got a good view of what to expect if you do decide to pick up this game. And take it for what it is. It is a survival crafting game. It's got glitches, it's got some bugs in it, but it's a lot of fun. So, as always, guys, take care, God bless, and keep on gaming.